That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going farming. If you want to support our mission here, being an awesome organic regenerative farm, helping grow the most healthy and reasonably priced food ever, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe, and check out the links in the description. But before we go farming, we have a whole lot of little things that we've got to get done so that we can actually go farming. That means we have to feed the chickens. We've got to move an old refrigerator thing. We have to build a fence for the cows. The cows have some new pasture, so we don't have to worry about them for a little while. And we have, I'm sure, some other things that are going to come up. But then we have to pick some rock. We have to do some work out in the ground. We got to go check out the lease farm that we picked up, and we just have a lot of other things. So let's get to work. First off, we're going to take this vintage cooler back where it goes because we don't need it no more. I know it's not coming through on camera, but this thing was built in like 1950 and it's heavy, like exuberantly heavy. Ugh. So we're gonna set the bulls up with an automatic water. I've been coming down every day and watering them, which I'm gonna check them every day, but watering sometimes can take 15 minutes when it's all the way empty. So it'd be a good idea to just go ahead and get them set up. We also have some ravens living in the barn down here, and they are messing with our chickens, so we're gonna have to take care of those. So here's our water tank. You can see they got plenty today, but I'm just gonna go ahead and set this up so that they don't have to be thirsty, especially since we're gonna get some really hot temperatures coming very shortly. It's been really interesting the last few years where the temperature goes from mild to wild really fast. Okay, hooked up, turned on. There we go. So just take a look, Bull Prospect. We have his older brother right there. You can't barely see him, Blackjack. These two, I know they don't look like much at all, but I promise, give me a few months and I'll show you some pretty incredible bull prospects. They all got to go through their ugly stage. We all had one. I had one, you had one. My wife didn't have one, but on to the next thing. We have got to go feed those pesky chickens. Yeah.
You need to spread it out.
Chickens are fed and they were given a treat. And before you say watermelon's bad for chickens, water's bad for you at some point too. But they'll be okay with one watermelon between 200 chickens. Mrs. Nelson just refreshed their nesting boxes so they have nice new shavings. That way we have less broken eggs. And now that the chickens are fed, we got to get the cows fed. And by getting the cows fed, well, we got to feed the bulls, but I'll figure that out later. We got to get the cows a new pasture, but to get them a new pasture, we have to build fence. But to build the fence, we got to go take down a fence. So that's what we're doing now. In more farm update news, our new lease farm, aka my mom's place, is getting a pivot replaced. So there's a 55 or 6-year-old pivot that's on this farm. It's getting replaced with a newer but used pivot, and it's going to be 8 towers instead of 10, and it's going to be a modern brand, Valley, so we'll be able to get parts for it. And they've got most of the stuff built. They were missing a few parts. It is a used pivot, and there was there's a bunch of these used pivots in one spot, and they had a pipe that had a bad spot in it, so they're not going to put that pipe up. They're waiting for some more parts to come, but Yeah, they about got her whipped. So right now they're tearing down the old pivot. I'll show you guys that later, hopefully, but let's go tear down some fence. This fence that you see there was along the road and keeping the cows in because we don't have any fence along our road right now. The reason that we don't have any fence along our road is because it was all very bad, very junk. And so we took it all out. And then we did the dirt work and all that stuff last year. We got some scrap metal over here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk/drive along this fence, and I'm going to take out all the posts. And then this wire's on a reel, so we'll be able to reel it up. And then we have another piece of wire we got to collect and figure out how to get it, because it's not on a reel, so I need to go get a reel for it. But then we got fence to set up. Now, let's see if we can get this reel to wrap up. I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to walk. Maybe not. Check back in a minute. Man, my arms haven't had that good of a workout in a while, but I reeled up. This can go in here. Whew, I was like fishing. I was like, pull, reel down, pull, reel down. Anyway, this is just gonna get untwisted. Man, this one's not on a reel, like I said, so I think what's gonna happen, I was probably gonna hook it to the back of the pickup and just tow it, because I could tow it pretty straight right to where I need. I think that's the plan, but I got a whole bunch more posts to get, and it's the same thing over and over again, so we'll meet you guys at the next stop. All the posts are pickup, and we have gone ahead and tied this to the pickup, and we're gonna try to pull it where it needs to go. I have no faith that this is gonna work whatsoever, but we're gonna see how strong. I believe this is Gallagher turbo braid. We're gonna see how strong it is. Could be good, could be bad. That worked way, way better than I anticipated it would. Like, I thought it was gonna break the wire, ruin the wire, which I probably still did damage the wire. I'm sure Gallagher is not gonna recommend, you know, pulling the wire down the road, but nonetheless, just gonna hopefully be able to, wow, it's a lot less force than I anticipated. Go up here and attach. All right, after a lot of frustration, I finally got the fence set up. Now we can click it on. We are flashing, so the fence is on. The cows can come over here. I'm not gonna push them to it. They'll find it very shortly, I assume. So now I'm gonna go run and cook some dinner. It is Friday night. Cook dinner, and then we gotta feed the bulls, and then we gotta start working on farm stuff. The bulls are fed now. I broke the bale. I didn't put the forks on, and I should have. It took me way longer than it needed to. But now we can finally head to the field and get some work done. One thing I learned pretty cool last year from the guys that moved a lot of dirt and covered rock piles on my farm is how to handle smaller rocky outcroppings like this. Now, usually a lot of people say you have to dig it up and then haul the rocks out and then bring in some dirt. But actually, a lot of the time what you can do is we can scrape up these rocks, rough them up, and then we can dig a really big hole right next to where the rock pile is. We can take the rocks, slide it over into the hole, and then bring the dirt back over the top and have a good place in the field. So my goal is to get this rock dug down about 3 feet, and then somewhere next to it, dig a really, really deep hole, 6 to 10 foot deep, bury the rocks at the bottom, and bring the dirt over the top. So let's see if we can get it done. Well, that's all she wrote for today, ladies and gentlemen. We got a pretty good start. Basically, I just dig around until I find where the crack is, and then I put the bucket in there and break it, and then you just keep breaking it. And we'll get this probably nailed all the way down as low as we need to. It seems like it's going to get lower, and then we'll dig a big hole, put all this stuff in it, and then cover the dirt back over the entire thing. But we won't be able to do that tomorrow because the backhoe is leaking fluid out of a cylinder like crazy. So, first day farming of the year, first day breakdown of the year. You guys can see the shininess, but it's all right. It'll be dark in 15 minutes anyway, so good day's work. Tomorrow we're gonna pick rock. It's supposed to be really hot tomorrow, so I don't know exactly what we're all gonna get done, but we'll be here. God bless. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time on American Beef Ranch.